And hello, everybody. How are we all doing today? This is Making Things in RPG Maker MZ, and today we're going to do some sliding block puzzles, but on ice. Move to our live screen. Here is a sample map from MZ that I just stole because I thought it would look good as a background for this. We're not going to use it. What was it? What's the... I am going to use this tile set. It is just the dungeon tile. Hello, Wrath and Skepsis and Nimblemind. Alright, so just the regular dungeon tile set. We're just going to draw something basic, because it's like not... Again, this is another situation where it's like I was talking about the other day. We're not really trying to make something perfect. We're just trying to show that we know what we're doing. Sometimes a new experience. A really basic map to work on. Where's the regular, like, snowy ground? I guess I'll just do some, like, let me look at the two. Those are both clearly just ice. I feel like I need some ground cover that's not actually ice. That is not... That looks like a wall. I don't know why I'm being so picky, because it's not like it matters. I'll just... Oh, that doesn't look like I want it. Maybe... some kind of other floor. You know what? If I do this and then put ice on the floor, it won't look bad. Alright, so now we need... sliding into chat. Yeah. I always liked like the ice sliding puzzles in all games, because they're just kind of fun. They do suffer from the thing of, though, it's really easy to get stuck in the middle of one if you're not careful. I know in what is the... Nope, I'm not supposed to be on Phil. It was one of the new Pokemon games, Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, the remakes. There was an issue where like if you could actually soft lock because of a sliding ice thing, and there was no way to get out of it if you went into it in a very specific way. I think it's true of a lot of forced movement stuff. If you're not careful, you can make something where you can't get out of it. Alright. So, the first thing that needs to be done is just to create where it makes the player slide. Do that first up. So, we did have... Let me pull it up. So, a while back, in December, Hidden One did a written tutorial that was specifically on doing sliding ice for players. It's a really good tutorial and uses methods that I generally wouldn't have thought of, because I'm too lazy to look up the script calls for a lot of stuff. So I would have done it manually. So I'm going to use some of what she does in here, but also I'm probably going to do some things a little bit differently. But I am going to put it on my other screen for reference while I'm doing it. So I do agree with one thing is that you want to go and get your region ID and paint your region down. This is the easiest way to do it, and then check if your player is on a region. Technically, I know that I could do it with some of the plugins I'm using, but I'm going to try to do it without the plugins. There is an exception. I am using one thing from the plugins when I start doing the sliding blocks, but that's because it makes it easier to copy and paste, not because it's easier overall. Or like, it's not because it's not using a different method, it's just making the method faster. Just don't starve out there. Alright, so the first thing you need to do is have a way of telling if a player is on ice. So this was one of the script calls that I was like, actually thought was cool. I didn't think about this. Let's see. Additional branch. So I think I will do the script call for this one. Having to split because I have my OBS also on this other monitor. So I have to make sure I can see it and see the tutorial she wrote, especially because you guys are on my screen over here. Otherwise, I can't see what you guys are saying. So what she used was this script call right here. Copy paste it for my ease. So this just checks if the player region ID is equal to 1. That's it. It's incredibly simple. I like how it works. Let's see, we also need to set this. This is actually a parallel. Yeah, this is one of those ones is that I actually don't know because I have thought about it laying in bed going to sleep how I'm going to do this one. And the reason I wanted to try to do it is because it's like slightly complicated in very specific ways, and I don't know how some things are going to work until I try to actually do them. And I think that's actually a good level of complication for doing it on a stream, because then you guys get to see me mess up some. And that's always fun, right? So here's the one thing before I go any further in this. Or actually, it is controlled through there, isn't it? Oh no. I can't remember how to... Hold up. I gotta look something else up on my thing. I knew there was something I was forgetting to look up. That is Business Stella Event Core, because I was going to use... Is it an event core? Alright. Where is that section? Because it got added recently, the ability to add self variables and self switches. I'm going to look that up in a little while. I am going to just size some things on my other window so I can read better. Sorry. I know this is terribly uninteresting while all I'm doing is trying to make things work. There we go. Need to be able to see the YouTube chat and other things at the same time. I would like to be... Events on each spot you can access. I think it's easier to use region IDs because then you don't have to clutter up your screen. It is easy that way though. But the main thing is to prevent things from locking up. Because it's really easy to get situations where, you know what, I'm just not going to use the self variables and self switches. That was the one thing I was thinking about doing. I mean, I do self switches, but self variables in the extension of self switches. Because it's really much easier to do for copy pasting multiple, but I mean, I know I can do that. That's not a problem with it. I'm probably just going to make one thing to slide around on to get into place anyway. Alright, so the like random, so I need to have something where it turns on a switch. So I need to change self switch, control self switch, A on. This is just to send it to the second page. Why is da, da, da. I'm actually looking at how she set this up. You know, I'm not sure I agree with the way she did something. Maybe I'm just wrong, but I'm gonna do it without it. I think I could do it. Because the big thing is you want to turn turning off for a bit. But I think you could do that on the second page. Maybe I'm wrong. So over on the second page, what am I gonna need? So I need to do something to make the player slide forward. That's pretty easy. That's just show like that's just movement routes. Move one forward. Oh, I know why she did it the way she did. Did she do it that way though? I feel like that's not what she did. Okay. So that y'all aren't just sitting here while I'm trying to figure this out, I'm going to look at it. So this is her second page. If random switch 1 is on. It will never be on this page if random switch 1 is not on. That's why I'm not sure why. Or is she doing this as parallel? No, it's an auto run. That's correct. I don't know why. I don't know why she thought to put that in there. Because she turns on switch 1 when she turns on the self switch A, right? And it's so she can turn walking animation off. But, or I see what it is. I think she wants to. Ah, no, man, I'm really confused as to why. Because I feel like if you just set it off at the beginning, it should do the same thing. There's probably something I'm missing, and I don't know what it is. Yeah, I can post a link to that tutorial. Hold on a second. Well, no, but the second page is self switch A. I just haven't turned that on. It's supposed to be self switch A on, but I'm trying to figure out why specifically she did one thing, and I just can't figure it out. But I don't have to figure it out. I'm just going to slide this over here and do it the way I did, and if it messes up, I know she had a reason for it. So the second page, you want an auto run. This is just to let it slide forward. You want to set a move route, which is on page 2. Set move route player. And all you want to do is turn off walking animation. Okay. So yeah, first we turn off the movement, the walking animation, so that you're not walking on the ice, you're sliding. Then you want to pull up what direction the player is facing. That makes sense. Perfect sense. So control variables, you want to direction player. So we just want to dump the game data. Is it player, character, player, direction? I want to dump the direction in that. Oh, I see why she did that. That's so you can do this. Okay. So normally you would say, well, why do you need to do this? Because you're just going to go forward anyway. But so then we need to just move forward. That movement route. Forward. And you're like, well, why do you need to, you know, bother with recording what direction you're facing? Because it'll automatically go forward. And it's the way she stops you from getting stuck in a loop is so this section right here is a script call that looks at where the player is and adjusts it by the game variable value 1, which is where she did the direction. So it's like if from XY and then like changing it by the game variable of what of facing, you can check if it can be passed. And then it'll stop you from continuing to slide. Which is neat. And yeah, I had just not turned that on yet. I was wondering because she also turned another switch on, and then she had this be conditional and that switch on. I'm like, well, if it's always going to be on, I don't see a reason to. But, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm missing something. Trying to keep both things up where I can see you guys talking, or specifically Wrath talking, because no one's talking much today, which is fine. Alright, so the next thing that she does, yeah, the next thing is just checking conditional branch, and it's the same. Was it the same thing I just copy pasted? No, the last copy paste I made was the address. I don't think that's going to help me. So I'll type this one in. Game player region ID open close not equal 1. That's checking if it's not equal 1. To be honest, you could also go equals 1 and use an else branch, but there's no reason to. And so this just sets movement route, walking animation back on, or set walking animation back on, and then turn off control self switch A. So that this right here automatically will. So actually, I'm gonna go ahead and stop there. I'm gonna be like, if it's gonna. The problem is it's gonna lock up when I hit this wall. So let's just. Because it's good to test things, and then I may figure out why she did what she did. But if I don't have an edge, I can't lock up. Well, it's an auto run, so you can't move while it's on. At least you shouldn't be able to. All right. So I should now. Okay, it did lock up because I didn't put a. What did I not put? Why is it locking up? Because that's not. You're not. I wasn't standing on region ID. Did I mess up? I messed up somewhere. All right. Second page. What did I mess up? Okay, so I control self switch off. And when that turned off, did I mess up typing this? Is that what I did? If I mess up typing this, it's never going to turn off. Game dot region ID unequal 1. That's correct. All right, what's going on that it's not stopping? Also, it's like really jerky right now because I haven't adjusted like movement speed. That's fine. That's not really what I'm concerned. What? What's locking up this? What? Why lock? Why lock up? Why no worky? I don't understand. I feel like my brain knows exactly what it should be doing, and I have this written right. I'm just standing here and wondering, ah, ah, ah. Is that it? Is it because I capitalized something wrong? Let's see if that's the case. Yeah, it's because I capitalized something wrong. So this already works as long as there's no thing in the ice to run into. Also, like I said, it's not entirely smooth right now. I feel like there's some ways to smooth this out by changing frequency and movement speed and stuff like that. So let's edit, go to the second page. I'm going to let's see. If I do change speed, let's go to 2 and change frequency to the highest. And then switch it back on the end. Actually, it'd be easier to... This will do it every single time. There's no reason to do it every single time. Should be able to do it up here. Change speed. Faster. Change frequency. Highest. Then... Oh. Turn it back off here. Change speed. Normal. Frequency normal. Alright. Now this character should go flying. Whoa, what did I do wrong? Did I go backwards? Did I change the speed the wrong direction? I did, didn't I? I'm an idiot. I don't know why my brain was like, lower number is faster. I wanted like this. Alright. So now it's going really fast, but it's still stopping between each step. And I feel like I could fix that. Was that why she did that? Was so that it would skip that step in the thing? It doesn't feel like it should like matter that much, right? Like it shouldn't feel like Yep, that's what it was. Got it. I see exactly what she did. But it doesn't have to be a self switch. I can just do self switch be on, or it doesn't be a regular switch. It can be a self switch. So let's um new conditional branch. I don't know if this is going to do what I think it is. So it's self switch if self switch B is on. And then we put this in here. And then so you know, I could just put this in a loop too, but we'll just do it this way and see if that's what works. And if so, I will know that was why she did that. Control switches. Control self switch. Be off. This only does it the first time. Let's see if that makes a difference. Did I put a weight in there somewhere? That did speed it up, but there's still like a little bit of jerkiness to it. I feel like I've done this before without having any jerk. I mean, if you don't turn off weight for completion, you're just gonna... Would that just speed them up as fast as possible? I wish this would stop showing up on my other monitor. It's way easier to like... Yeah, just turning weight off on it. I don't know if it really needs to be that fast, though. We can slow it down to... Oh, sorry. I'm tired. Edit. Alright. It's always the thing of, like, when I do things myself, I understand why I did them that way, but reading a tutorial, I sometimes don't get it. So I have to make the thing without the things that don't make sense to me first. And then once I do them with the things that don't make sense to me... So here's the thing, I have 8 directional movement on, which really confuses things, doesn't it? Because it lets you do things that you shouldn't be able to do, like this. Like, I shouldn't be able to step onto this and go up. But let's just assume that I do not have 8 directional movement turned on, and I'm don't bother to go into settings to change it. Anyway, that works. So I figured out those little things. The next thing is her method of... So this is really smart. Nope, that was the wrong thing to grab. I need my Facebook page. I needed the other one. There we go. This is a thing she does that's really neat, was this little script here, which I am going to copy paste that one because I feel like I will type something wrong if I do not. So basically what this is doing, and it is the reason why she dropped the direction of player into a variable, is that she can go that you can open the conditional branch, and then you run this script, and it determines whether you have ran into something. Like whether you've slid into something and you can't stop. Because it takes the player X and Y, it checks in the direction of the value there from your character and says, can it pass this? If it can't, it will stop you. But she did it so that you can change direction. So here's the rest of that event that she does. What she does after that is just do a button press thing, which is actually a really smart way of doing it, because trying to do it with parallel and turning it off and going back, I think I could do it with a parallel process too, but I don't want to. I mean, there's ways to do it where you could turn it off, where you're like, okay, so No, I think actually this is the best way. I'm trying to think of another way to do it. So now you just need to do 4-button press. Let's see. If 4-button press, so button press. It's conditional branches. I don't know why I always look for button press as a separate thing, but it's just a button press. If up is being pressed, and then we need copy. I don't know if you guys do this, but I do this all the time because I find it easier to copy and paste things like this and then edit each individual one. So up, down, left, right. Left. And then you just do a turn in each of these. So show movement route, set movement route, turn up. And I probably could have done all of this and then. So this one is going to be turn down. I can't remember what order I did these in, left and right. That's incorrect. I forgot to get rid of the up. Turn left. And turn right. All right. So to test this, I now need to give myself that back wall back. Oh. Test. Oh, wrong button. Yeah, I'm not worried about the diagonal because it's one of those things. So it does stop, but I've done something wrong because I've locked up. Did I? I like how I just regularly just. It's so easy to miss some small little detail. About how let's see. So we just need to go here. So this should be correct because I copy paste. You would think. Unless, okay, that's correct. What do I need to? Did I do something? Did I accidentally block off the thing that? No, no. Hmm. Hmm. What did I do? This should work. This is almost identical to what she has set. All right. Up, down, left, right. I need to. Because I should be able to hit left, right, or down right now. But I cannot. Not doing anything. I could stick in a loop and break loop it in those two as well. So like it no. Let's do loop and then put all of this inside the loop. Like this I think Oh man. I hate when my brain is trying to process something and it's probably some little thing that I am doing wrong that is quite obvious when I look at the whole thing. All right. Is it going to lock up this time? It's still locked up. What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? Because this should just check the button presses here. I'm thinking really hard, which means I don't talk. Sorry about that. I I wonder if I took this and like put it in here. I know it shouldn't need to be in here. I wouldn't think. I'm dumb today, guys. I don't know what happened to me today. It just seems weird that it should break out of it. So I know that doesn't do any good. Wait. Am I using a different... Okay, I'm not using a different variable. I'm using the exact same script call. Var x, var y, and variables. It feels like this spot isn't even being... Oh. Oh. Guys, you want to see the dumbness? I accidentally have this inside this. I'm an idiot. I hate when I nest stuff on accident because I'm not paying attention. That's so dumb. I really am really dumb today. All right, let's try this again. I wish there was a way to like um see your events in a little bit more of like a visual way that in would use something other than in just indents, because sometimes I have a hard time seeing indents. Oh, this is funny. So the moment it like, oh, okay. So here's what's happening. The moment I approach a wall, it has another like when I'm once I get that last little step right before I hit a wall, what it's doing is it suddenly is checking every single step whether I'm pressing a button. So like I could press a button in the middle of that. I feel like the weights are necessary. Yeah, simple mistakes are one of those things that, like, you look at it and you go, well, that was really dumb, but hopefully someone saw it and they won't do something stupid like that. And then, of course, they will. Okay. Did I... Do I need to have skip if cannot? Let's see if she did. Wait, what if I just... I can't remember what everything, all the different options in move do. Okay, that locks it up. So I did something that locked it up. Why am I opening the database? That's not what I need. I need this. Because I want something where it doesn't... Because skip if cannot move should stop it, right? Yeah, it's still getting to that section where as soon as it gets where it's about to hit a wall, it's starting to check for button inputs and stuff, and I slow down. I am just like, what did she do differently to keep it from slowing down like that? I still like feel like skip if cannot move should work. Maybe like this. There we go. There is like a little bit of jerkiness between it, but overall I think that looks fine. Not like completely smooth. I wish it was. But I feel like making it completely smooth would be another extra bit of work that is not worth it right now. All right, now that I've done this, it's time to do blocks. Blocks are going to be interesting because I am going to do the blocks slightly different. Because the blocks moving shouldn't stop you from moving, so they should be parallel process. And sitting them in parallel process means that you can do it a little bit differently. But also, I'm not going to use the script calls on those. And so this will also show another way you could have done the exact same thing. All right. So I need some kind of event. I'm just gonna put me a boulder here. Da, 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 da. Is it another? Yeah. Let's do this black little rolly ball. I don't know why. Or no, it should be like a block. We have blocks. I'm not familiar as much with the Z. I mean, I could just use something like one of these, but I'm just going to use a ball, I guess. And then we're going to be like, switch the, it doesn't need walking or stepping, and it can be direction fixed because it doesn't really matter. So it's going to be priority player touch. I'm just going to have it where you can run into it. I'm kind of curious how certain things are going to interact when I do this. So when it gets touched, I need to turn on a self switch. Why am I on page 2? Self switches are on page 1. Hey, Sir Lagner, how you doing, man? I am being really dumb today, so all right. So this needs to be a parallel process. So what I want this to do, I'm going to do this a little bit differently. Control variables, game data, this event, map X, and we're going to put it in. So again, like I said, this is going to show you another way to actually do the exact same thing she did, but I'm going to do it this way for. I'm being really lazy about why, and I'll show you in a second. What? Nope, that's not what I mean. I'm not being lazy. I'm being. I do not know the word I'm looking for. Control variables. Then you want your that control variable y. Game data. This event. Character. This event map. All right, and the last thing I'm gonna do is going to be, I don't need direction fix. It looks the same in every direction, doesn't it? Doing direction fix just makes it, all right. So the next thing I need to remember. Okay, here's a question. What direction number corresponds with each of the 4? I do not remember, and I'm going to figure out in a different way. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a little event. Just something I can step on. Low player. Action button. Control variables. Game data. Because I don't know which direction is what number if you dump the direction into a player direction. Let's go. We're going to do that, and we're just going to dump it in 1 because that's good enough. And then show text, and variable is facts v v1. Okay. So now I can use that to figure out what direction equals what, because of how I'm going to do. All right. Nope, it's not working correctly. What did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? Am I being an idiot? Oh, do I need to put brackets around it? I legitimately forget how to use things often. It's been other than like last week, which here's the thing, last week I was doing it mostly with I was working mostly in okay. So up is 8. Down is 2. I'm gonna write this down. Notepad. Down 2. Down. 2. right is 6. Eight, which I'm going to assume left is 4. 4. Writing things in Notepad while you work is always good. I'm sure there was a... Well, thank you for Serlagno for coming up with the answers, but you know what? You know the answers, but I did an event to show myself, which is also useful to know how to do, right? Someone else may get some use out of the little bit of thing of just me dumping it really quick and saying hello and going, oh, that's the easiest way to figure out how things correspond. And yeah, there's multiple ways you can do the exact same things a lot. I'm not sure if I'm going to finish this today. I hope I will, because I would like to. I might get to the point where you no longer have anything that's new, but we'll see. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is dump the... I did it again. I don't know why I go to page 2 for all kinds of things. I'm going to dump the player's direction so that I can set this thing's direction to the same direction the player is facing when he runs into it, right? So now I can have some conditional branches, new conditional branch, and check. Did I dump it into one? Yeah. Conditional branch, variable direction player. If I what am I doing? Variable is equal to, so 2 is down. And let's copy paste this, and then we need 1 for each direction. So this is just determining what direction the player is facing, and then turning this the same direction. I'm sure there is a way to do this that doesn't involve what I'm doing. But this is 2, so set movement route. This event. It's so easy to forget changing it to this event. So 2 is down. Then I can just go and edit each of these. So 4 is left. This is going to be 6, which is right. Last one is up. All right. So actually, I'm going to use the same method she did, because all this stuff only needs to be done. This this part right here only needs to be done once. So let's go new control self switch, be on. All of this between here and here should be inside a conditional branch, which is if self switch B is on, and copy paste all this, paste, and then let's turn turn conditional self switch be off. Nope, that's on. Why did I close it? All right. That's not even the event I was looking at. Looking at this event. Man, my brain's not here. All right, so page 2 on this event. So what this should do is it should check the map X and map Y of this event and dump them into the, or should dumps the X and Y into the two variables. Then if self switch B is on, which is the first time it runs through this loop, checks the direction of the player, sets this to the same direction, then turns that off. Am I going to add insta-kill spots like pits to fall in? No, because I don't know if I'll be, like, even getting through just getting this all working is going to be an event. Because, like I said, the only time I've thought about this was while trying to sleep, trying to think of what I was going to do this week. I would think about this specific type of tutorial and how I would do this event. And so none of this is tested, so I have to test everything a bazillion times to make sure it all works. Because that is the process of making these kind of events. If you've never done one like this before, and I don't think I've ever done one that had a full slide, like the full slides like this. My watch was buzzing at me. I do not know why. All right. So the next thing I need to do. So it should just show. Okay, yeah. So what I want to do is set movement route. We want skip if cannot move, and then we're gonna step one step forward. I do think I need to do the same thing that I did before, which is change speed and frequency, but I need to do that again only once for the whole thing. Actually, I don't have to. Wouldn't do it putting it here already just set it? We'll see. All right, one step forward. I may have to edit the event that's causing the player to slide too, because the player slide event may stop them from running into, which is not what I need them to do. All right. The next thing I want to do is this is such a weird way to do this, but I think it's going to be my best shot of doing it without the things. Because I need some way to break it if it runs into something. And the best way to do that is taking this event's map X, and we're going to drop it into another variable. So I'll call this map X check. We're going to go copy, paste, and we're going to do the same thing, except for this one is going to do the map Y of this event and put it into a one called map Y check. And then what we're going to do is put in a conditional branch to check if the variable for map X is the same as the variable from X check. And then inside that, we're going to put another conditional branch that's going to check if map Y variable is equal to map Y check. So what this is doing is it's checking if you did not move. Imagine making an ice sliding block puzzle and it melts because you're in the south. Yeah, that's my life. You know, it snowed in the last 2 weekends, but it like melted within like a few hours. I wanted snow so bad. Yeah, I'm trying to do without scripts or plugins because I could do this pretty easily with like I'm pretty sure I think this Stella has some stuff in it um that easily makes sliding stuff. But I want to do it without it because I feel like doing it without it makes is better for teaching people to understand the eventing system. To like do this as manually as you can. Doing this part without script calls is for two reasons. One, it shows another way to do it. Two, I'm lazy and never look up script calls. I know that like I could do a lot of stuff with script calls, like the whole thing that Hidden One did with the script calls to check player direction and uh in just like checking where the player region with just a quick script call is so much better and easier than the way I do it. But yeah. Because technically, I know you could just check if this event's map-x is the same as opposed to dumping it again with a script call, but my brain's not wanting to look up those script calls. Either way, we now have this, which checks this. So what we want to do, if these are the same, which means we did not move, we want to turn self-switch on. Let's see, self-switch A off. All right, so I think this will now work. Let us see. Okay, what did I do? What did I do wrong? It's not even pushing. What did I do? All right. Edit. All right. So I dumped the map X and map Y. I had it turn the direction the player was facing. Did I? Yeah. Okay. Up is 8. I was facing up. That's correct. Oh, this is what I did wrong. I do this all the time. I don't know how many times I forget to switch what on movement routes, switching who's moving. I do it just constantly. It's like a huge flaw. All right. Oh yeah. So here's the problem. Here's the problem. Her her setup stops you before you reach something. So what I need to do, I think, is edit this. Instead of it being turns, I think I need to do moves. Or maybe if I, let's see. It really doesn't need to be loops, but I'm just not going to bother unlooping that part. So what I can do is put one step forwards in all these, I think. Let's see if that does. Because you'll never bump into him. Don't. I mean, I could change the... Alright. Yeah, I actually think it should default to this event rather than, No. Oh, and now I've locked myself up because I didn't use skip if cannot move. I guess... Hold on. I guess the easiest way to do this is to not do what I'm thinking. But, oh. Oh, this is complicated. So, what is happening... What is happening... Oh! I know a way to do this. Hold on. Hold on. So, let's edit this. let's check out these turn 1 step forwards. I know why I put them in, but I don't think they'll work if I don't put skip if cannot move. And I don't think putting skip if cannot move will change the fact that it doesn't count as player touch. Yeah, the skip is cannot move. Even if I click that, I don't think it will bump me into the event, is the problem. And I need it to bump me into the event. And I'm sitting here going, okay, so the problem is I can't move into the event from the outside. And even if I set this, like, okay, so I could set this not to touch, but to action button. But even that, because I'm locked inside an auto run when I'm here, I can't action button it. I could check, put an action button one in the. All right, we're gonna change it to action button. Now we need to edit this. And in this section where we're looking for button presses, we could add one for if the action button is. Let's nope. What I want to do. Okay. Not what I wanted to do. Stop it. Copy. Paste. And this one should be if the action button, if OK button is pressed. But here's where it gets interesting. I now have to determine if the event is in front of me. Okay. How do I determine if an event is in front of me? So I could dump the X and Y of both of them. Oh, I'm sure this would be incredibly, incredibly easy to do if you knew the script calls for it. But without the script calls, I'm gonna have to do it some other way. The first thing I need to do is do a whole bunch of control variables. So well, time to I think I can reuse these. I think I can. Yeah. So I can drop in the players character player X into game check map X check and the Y so what I'm gonna do is drop the I'm going to drop the X and Y of the player into the into control variables. Then I'm going to drop the X and Y of the event. Then I'm going to drop the direction the player is facing, and then have a series of things where, based on the direction of the player, we add or subtract one from X or the X or Y of the player, and then we check if they're the same. Because then if they're the same, we know that it is directly in front of you. You see what I'm saying? Am I making sense? Probably. All right. So the next thing we need to do is drop the direction of player into direction of player. It's just become a the one thing that has been constant is dropping direction of player into direction player. All right, and then we need in map X, we're going to game data character event 2 X, copy, paste. Map Y into map Y. I really feel like this is like a very convoluted way to do it, but at the same time, it works. Sometimes that's just what you gotta do. But while I am sitting here and so as conditional branch was direction of player, what I'm looking at. And so 2, 4, 6, 8. And I'll tell you guys, I'm just talking about other stuff because I'm just doing something that's repetitive. I got a new smartwatch because I wanted to keep track of things like taking steps and being a little bit more active and everything. Man, this thing has low standards for me. I rolled over in my sleep and it buzzed at me, and I'm like, what's going on? And it's like, oh, good job being active because you moved your arm like 3 feet. All right, 2 is down. So what we need to do, so facing down, that means we need to move the x-axis needs to be +1. So we need to do map x check, add 1. That's, I'm almost certain, correct. So let's do some pasties. Paste, 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 paste. All right, so if direction equals 4, that is left, which means we need to -1 the y. And 6 is right, which means we need to +1 the y. And this is up, which means we need to -1. All right, now I can, the next thing I can do is check, make sure I'm outside of all of these, end. So now I need to check conditional branches, check if x equals x. Then I need to check if y equals y. And if it is, all right, I'm actually going to do it. I have to use... Technically, this wouldn't be necessary if I did something slightly different. I could have used a global variable, but I didn't, because I didn't think that I would need to reference from another one. But I did not. So I need to do a plugin command. From, I think it's events move one. It's is it this? All right, this is so I can adjust a self switch on another thing. So map ID letter A is the one I need. or I need to do map switch A and B on. So I need to figure out, okay, so I know it's event 2. I need to figure out what map ID I'm on right now. Edit. We're on ID 3. And like I said, if I'd done these with regular switches instead of cell switches, I could have just done it that way, but I did not. So I need to do that, paste, and then have it be edit and turn on B. And okay, let's see if that works. All right. Okay. Something is wrong, and it is probably something I did very dumb, and I don't know what it is. So I'm not able to interact with it. Should be able. Did I get... Did I get something wrong somewhere else? All right. I may have gotten something wrong in here. Okay. So I know it's in these two because of the ones I can. So event ID 2. That is the correct event, right? And map ID is 3. I know that. I'm turning these two on. Actually, I know what it could be. I don't actually know for certain that this is turning off. Could that be what it is? Is it not turning off? I know how I could check, though. Hold on. I could check if that's the problem by copy. Cut. If I started it back here, I can check if it's not turning off. All right. Also, I realize I never have it turn off if it's no longer on the region ID, but I can check that. I don't think I ever have it check if it's on the region ID now that I think about it. Did I ever do that? I did not do that. I'm not very bright. So let's... Because this thing's just going to slide until it hits a wall. There's nothing even, like, indicating it has to be on a region ID. Alright. Okay, it's not that. It is not what I thought it was, because this should turn it on. Could be on how I'm turning on self switches with the extra... with these. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna turn these into regular switch. New. Roll switches. I'm gonna call them one. I'm not even gonna bother naming them because this is just... If I was trying to do anything complicated, I would definitely name. Or if this was in a game, an actual game, if this was just... Alright, so this needs to be changed to if switch 2 is on. And this needs to be deleted, and it needs to have switch 2, switch 2. Switches to... Alright. And then this needs to be edit. Alright, this needs to be deleted. New control switches 1. This now needs to be set to switch. I can't remember ever if there's a fast way to check certain things. I'm almost certain there are faster ways to do tons of stuff. But I am of the opinion a lot that the biggest thing is to make sure that what you're doing works. Then you can worry about making sure, oh, I know that wouldn't work because I never changed it in here. All right. So, new control switches, turn one on, new control switches. Okay, so I know that now that is 100% going to work. It should have, I'm pretty sure it should have worked before. That's why I'm like, all right, I'm doing something wrong. It has to be something with directions and those X and Y subtracts and adds. But I feel like I'm correct. Wait, did I do it backwards? Is that what it is? Give me a second. All right, if I'm facing down, the place below me is map X plus 1. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. I take the map X check and drop it into max X of player. Take the map Y check and drop it into map Y of player. Or map into map Y check. This is event 2. And then, so if I'm facing left, the X is 1 higher, or facing down, X is 1 higher. Left should be less. I hate when I'm not sure where in this it's breaking. So this should be the OK button. That's correct. Checking if the OK button is XY direction of player. Is the only thing I'm thinking. All right, that shouldn't interfere. And this shouldn't be able to interfere, and because this shouldn't even be on until after I turn it on some other way. This should work. It should work, and it's frustrating me. Did I put something in a... Alright, let's making sure I didn't stick anything in a thing it shouldn't be in. So all of this should be in one section. That's correct. It's going to check, drop that into that, drop that into that. I feel like this is correct, but I'm going to reverse all of them and see if it works. Maybe I'm just wrong. Maybe I'm being dumb. Maybe I was counting in the wrong direction. Nope, that's not it. I am about to hit the moment of being just incredibly frustrated and being like, we're going to finish all of this next week. I've been streaming for an hour and a half, which is comfortable for where I wanted to be. I want to get between 1 and 2 hours every single time. And I need to do quick experiments because otherwise I'm just going to be sitting here looking at the same thing over and over again and wondering why it's not working. And I'll probably figure it out 5 minutes after I turn the stream off. It's fine. It's fine. Alright, so if I drop... I know these are backwards now. I knew that... I know these were right first time. I just wanted to reverse them just to make sure 100% that somehow I didn't screw up on figuring out direction I should. So, I'm going to run through it one more time if I can't figure out where the edit is. I'm going to stop for the night. We're going to have a part 2 on this one because there's other stuff I need to do anyway. I am not going to nuke it. I am going to figure out what's broken off stream, and then we're going to do a part 2 where I do all of the rest of the stuff that needs to be done to make these events work anyway, because I don't have like a goal for where the thing is going to land. The event 2 is not even checking if it's on ice. It will actually just slide all the way all the way onto this stuff too. There's other stuff I need to fix, and since it's already been an hour and a half, we're good. It's all fine. So, the first thing I was doing was jumping map X of the player into map X check. Map Y of the player into map Y check. Then direction of player into direction player. X and Y of EV002 into X and Y. Now, if the direction of the player is 2, which is down, I am adding 1 to X because that's 1 space down. Y, direction 4 is left and subtracting 1 from map Y. Yeah, this is... Do I have X and Y reversed? Is that what I'm doing? X and Y is left and right, right? Or, yeah, Y is up and down, X is left and right. I have those reversed. That is 100% what it is. Thank you for whoever just... I don't know why my brain was backwards on that. I'm dumb. That's it. Streaming lowers your IQ. Now this should be X again. This is left and right. And this should be Y. Yeah, X is left and right. Y is up and down. I don't know why. I still think if I hit... If this is going to work... Hold on. I think... I'm going to mute my mic for just a second. I thought I had to sneeze, and then I just didn't sneeze. Alright. It works, though I don't know why that ball is moving so slow. And like I said, I forgot to have it checked. So either way, I did fix that problem. I think it's because... I need to figure out why it's doing the slowdown on that. Well, I still think I'm going to stop for the night because there's still so much to do on this that it's not going to go in one stream anyway, so I want to kind of split it in half. So we're going to say, this is, I don't want to save you. That's not what I was trying to do. I was trying to close that out. So this is going to be kind of it for tonight. I'm going to switch to my see you next time screen. Thank you for coming and watching me and keeping me company while I burn my brain out. Thank you for people figuring out that ending of why I had just been dumb and forgot that X is left and right and Y is up and down. Like, I know this. It may be because the auto run is also running at the same time for the character, and it may be doing both those checks at the same time, but I don't think it should slow it down that much. But I can probably mess with a few things on that. And I'll probably mess with those between things just to see, because it's not that fun to figure out why something's slowing down like that. But overall, it actually probably I need to put a weight in the loop on the player on that thing, and it'll cause it to go faster. But anyway, thanks Sherlegna for noticing that mistake I made. Y'all watching me make mistakes in my eventing. I'm a little bit out of practice outside of like, because the streams are one of the few times I actually open up and just try to event stuff, and like the last few times I've done these kind of streams where I just try to do something, I've been doing things with like art stuff, which is weird for me because I'm not an artist. But I will be next time. We're going to finish this one up in the next stream, which at least means I don't have to think of what I'm going to do next week. I want everybody to just have a good week, and hopefully I will too. I will see you in a week, or in a Discord server somewhere.